itself is again once again computer network. Okay. So proceeding with the video, we have few of the important points that I would like to describe you all in detail. The first point is protocol. What is protocol? Set of rules that governs data communication. See, whenever we are going through data communication, there are set of rules. Understood? There are set of rules that needs to be followed. Understood? Okay. I would like to give you a very simple example to illustrate this. See, let's suppose if you are willing to go to a distant place, let's suppose you want to go to Jamshedpur. There are certain rules you need to follow. The traffic rules. Understood? There are certain rules you need to follow while communication. Clear? The traffic rules. Over here, protocol tells the same thing. Traffic rules. Understood? It is the traffic rules. But do not think that it is some kind of vehicle that is going. What is going is data. Understood? But since data is communicating, data is moving from one place to another place, therefore it should also follow a set of rules. Understood? I would later on bring a new video upon protocol. Over there I would definitely illustrate how the protocol works. Understood? There are various kinds of protocol, internet protocol, file transfer protocol, many protocols are there. Understood? That video I will separately make and I will upload on YouTube. Don't worry. Now, the communication. For communication, we need medium. Understood? There are different mediums as I have earlier stated. Clear? So, regarding that only we will discuss now. See, the coaxial cable. Coaxial cable invented in 1880 by mathematician Olivier. This is theoretical part. The practical part is, if you have observed, you might be using DTH. Understood? Direct to home service. Airtel Digital TV, Tata Sky. The cable, the white color or the black color cable which is coming from the dish. Understood? Which is coming from the dish, that is coaxial cable. Understood? And that kind of cable is used for high-speed data communication. It is a high-speed data communication cable. Coaxial cable, if you will go through the diagram given onto your book, you can check out that inside that a copper mesh is there which acts as earthing. Understood? And the main part, the copper main core, which is also known as copper wire, it's made up of copper wire. The core, main core, it is somewhat thick. Understood? That thick wire acts as connector and earth. Clear? Coaxial cable done. Now, twisted pair cable. This is the most commonly utilized cable. Those of you who are having broadband connection in office or at home, generally you will see that the broadband connection comes to your home using twisted pair cable. Twisted pair cable have 8 thin wires. Understood? 8 thin wires inside it. Understood? And it is twisted. So, to be honest, I would like to reveal you that all these things no need to be going through practical and all those things. These are just the theoretical part. Go through the theory only. Understood? No need of going in detail. If it is possible by me, I will try to make a clear video, another video about all these things in form of PPT. Okay. Of that, what is the advantage of that? Twisted pair cable, the advantage it cancels the electromagnetic inference, or you may say inference, and it is thin and cheap. It is thin and cheap. You observe your broadband. If you are having a broadband connection at home, you can check out that it comes with a very thin wire, and that thin wire is known as twisted pair cable. Understood? Nowadays the broadband, I am not talking about Jio, the broadband that Jio is giving. Though that is not a broadband, that is optical service. Understood? Many might be confused that, okay sir, we are having a broadband connection. That is not a broadband connection. That is optical service produced by Jio, provided by Jio, high speed data communication. That I will be talking on now. Optical fiber. Basically, optical fiber have core and cladding layer. Understood? This is a very new technology which works under the principle of total internal reflection. You can come to know regarding total internal reflection in physics, over where you can understand that no loss of energy takes place. Total internal reflection works under the principle of refraction. It is a principle of refraction where no loss of energy is done. Whatever energy is being transmitted, that amount of energy is being received. Means what? Let's suppose I am sending a certain amount of data. Understood? At a certain speed. That will not get reduced because of the medium. I would like to simplify this with an example. Let's suppose you want to send water using a pump from Chaibasa to Chakradharpur, which is approximately 30 km distant. Now the thing is, whatever amount of pressure, whatever pascal of pressure you will be utilizing to pump the water, you will not receive that amount of pressure in Chakradharpur. Definitely it will get reduced. Why? How? Because of the medium. And that medium is the pipe which you will be using to send the water from Chaibasa to Chakradharpur. Understood? So, basically your medium is also opposing. Have you heard the term friction? Over there friction comes into play. Understood? Because of various mechanical reasons, the amount of pressure generated by your pump will not be achieved at the end of the Chakradharpur, at the end of your pipe. Understood? The amount of pressure you are utilizing, understood, at the beginning you will not receive at the end. Let's suppose 30 pascal of pressure you are utilizing by the pump. At the beginning of the pipe, you will not receive 30 pascal of pressure at the end of your pipe. It might be 25, it might be reduced to 22, something like that. Is that clear? Now, used for very high speed data transmission. Nowadays, Jio is providing optic fiber communication. Understood? Might be, I don't know exactly what is the amount they are charging for that. Might be 2500 or 3000, something like that. It is a very high speed data communication. You might be getting 10 to 20 Mbps of transfer rate. I am talking about transfer rate. You might be getting 10 to 20 Mbps of transfer rate. Is that clear? It's a very high speed transmission. Okay. Last is infrared radiation. Infrared radiation, it comes under electromagnetic waves. As I have stated earlier in my earlier video, basically in my previous video, electromagnetic waves. So in this video, I would like to give you a bit of information regarding electromagnetic waves. There are basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 type of electromagnetic waves, which are as gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light, infrared rays, microwaves and radio waves. Understood? These are all type of infrared waves. Electromagnetic waves. This visible part can be seen by us. Understood? There is a range of spectrum. Clear? There is a range of frequency. So the visible part, only the visible part we can see. And if you are having a certain amount of knowledge, you can check out in Google that. No need of going to Google, I guess you might be knowing VibGyor. Understood? VibGyor means what? VibGyor states the amount of color, the 7 colors. Clear? VIBGYOR. Violet, indigo, red, green, blue. VIBGYOR. You might be knowing, I can mention that. Okay. Infrared radiation possess lower energy, hence less harmful to animal and plant cell. See, it is down to table. Gamma rays possess very high amount of energy. We do not use this. If you have heard the name of Hulk, Hulk is very energetic. Why? Because his whole body is made up of gamma rays. You might go to Marvel Comics and you can get all the information regarding that. So, but we are using what? We are using infrared rays. Infrared rays are electromagnetic waves utilized for data communication. Understood? It is not in general, we are not using infrared rays. What we are using is microwaves. Understood? Okay. Hello my dear students. So today I am back again with the same typical topic, that is computer network. This chapter also, the contents over here are also belonging to computer networks. Okay. So let's start. Different types of networks. Different types of networks. There are various types of networks. Okay. So all those types of networks I will clearly illustrate before you. I will present before you. Just try to focus because this part is going to be very crucial. Understood? Many persons are there, many working persons, many professionals are there who are not having a clear info of all these things. So this part is very important for you all. You should know all these things. Understood? So let's focus. PAN. PAN means what? Personal area networking. Understood? PAN is personal area networking which ranges for few meters. Few meters. Its range is few meters. Connection can be wired or wireless. Okay. This is the written part. Now let's try to understand what does it imply. See, let's suppose you are inside a room. You are having a laptop, a mobile phone and another mobile phone. So basically two mobile phones and a laptop. Clear? In general, what do? We share the internet connectivity of our mobile using the hotspot and we switch on the Wi-Fi of computer, laptop, isn't it? Thus, by that means what happens? Your internet accessibility of your mobile gets into your laptop. So now on you can access the internet upon your laptop also, right? So this is a radius is an area where you can inter-exchange data. Understood? So this type of area is known as personal area networking. PAN, personal area networking. Inside a room, whatever data communication is going on, let's suppose you are sending songs from one phone to another phone. Let's suppose you are receiving some kind of mail using your mobile phone onto your laptop. That part is very important. You are trying to access email or whatever type of data from your mobile phone onto your computer using Wi-Fi and hotspot connectivity. There over gets connection and that becomes what? Personal area networking. A networking which is very personal inside your room, let's suppose. It is not only that it should be inside your room. Let's suppose two adjacent rooms are also there. You are trying to connect. Let's suppose you are having a router. You are having a router onto your home and you are trying to access internet from that router onto your different computer. Let's suppose you are having two or more than two computers, two mobile phones and all those things you are having inside two rooms. Understood? Or inside your home. Then that kind of network created is known as personal area network. Whatever the number of laptop, the number of mobiles you are having inside your room or inside multiple rooms inside your house, the network created all together is known as personal area networking. What are the requirements for that? It should range in between few meters. Clear? Let's suppose a router is there and you are getting the internet connectivity using that router to multiple devices inside your home, then that becomes what? Personal area networking. Very clear, I suppose. So, proceeding forward, LAN, local area networking. Local area networking, it ranges for about a kilometer, i.e. that is, it should be less than 1 kilometer. Basically. Now, local area network. Just try and remember the scenario of the number of computer present onto your lab, computer lab. You can recognize, you can remember that there were multiple number of computers inside your computer lab, right? And all those computers were interconnected. So, in that case, the network so established is known as local area network. Clear? Let's suppose you are having, not no need of supposing, actually we are having more than one lab in our school. So since we are having multiple computer lab in our school, the connectivity, connecting all the computers together, the computers connected in the senior lab and the computers connected in the junior lab, and if both are also interconnected, that means a network is such established that any of the computer of junior lab can access the content of any of the computer present in the senior lab. Such type of network, if established, is known as local area network. This can be done using router, using wired communication. Understood? I have already explained you regarding the wired communication also, regarding cable, isn't it? Okay, so this type of connectivity is known as local area networking. Basically present where such type of connectivity is present in company network, school building, office campus, basically department, but inside the same campus. This part is very important. Let's suppose there is a company whose various departments are there, but located within the same campus. Understood? But located within the same campus, then that becomes local area networking. That connectivity so established is known as local area networking. Is that clear? Okay. Third part is MAN, that is metropolitan area networking. This ranges for few kilometers. Okay? It ranges for few kilometers. Basically present by branches or sectors of a company in the same city. That means what? Let's suppose there are various branches of a company but are located inside the same city. It is not necessary that the branches should be located inside the same campus. If so located, then it becomes what? It becomes an example of again LAN, not MAN. MAN is an extended networking. Understood? MAN, metropolitan area networking, is an extended networking. Clear? For example, let's suppose there are various branches. Understood? Let's suppose in a big metropolitan cities, if we are talking about Kolkata is a metropolitan city. Over there, you can find multiple branches of banks. Understood? It is not that Canara Bank only one branch is present inside Calcutta. Understood? Inside Chaibasa, we are having only one branch of SBI or only one branch of Canara Bank like those. But in Calcutta, you will find multiple branches. So the connectivity, interconnectivity of all those branches all together, that is known as MAN, metropolitan area networking. Understood? It is an extended networking. Understood? It spans for 2 kilometers. Though not in 1000, but spans for 100 kilometers. A range of 100 kilometers. Is that clear? Connectivity where the range, maximum range is 100 to 200 kilometers is known as metropolitan area networking. Its radius is 100 kilometers, basically. Understood? Within that range, if the computers are so connected, it creates metropolitan area networking. Again, I am metropolitan area networking. Yes. Again, I would like to remind you that let's suppose different branches are present, and in different branches, multiple number of computers are present. All are interconnected using a same network. Then it becomes metropolitan area network. Okay? Now, WAN, W-A-N. WAN stands for Wide Area Network. This is bit confusing, but I would like to clarify all the doubts regarding this. Wide area networking is often referred as internet. Why so? Why is it like that? See, because wide area networking covers the entire world. Just go through your book, it is written, it ranges for 1000 kilometers. It is not something like that it ranges for 1000 kilometers. Basically, it is the connectivity established between various connections of a country. Of not a country, of countries. That means whatever connections are present, whatever networks are present inside India. Let's suppose in India, we are having various companies. ITC is a company, multinational company. ITC, Indian multinational company, basically. Origin is of India. So now, like this type of many companies are there inside India. All the companies have sub-departments, branches, which are located in different cities. They are all together connected. Similarly, United States of America do possess various companies, and those companies also have various branches located in various cities, and they are also interconnected. Now, if there is such a network which connects the networks of different countries, for example, the network of India, the networks of India do not have a single network. The networks of India connected with the networks of United States of America, with the networks of France, with the networks of Germany, with the networks of Italy. That means it is connected throughout the entire world. That particular network is known as internet. That means what? Internet is the network of networks. Such a network using which one can access any of the computer all over the world. Let's suppose you want to download an important file of a University of Los Angeles which is present in United States of America. It is quite possible. Why is it possible? Because the server of that university which is present in Los Angeles is sending you data, is sending you information. How? Using a network. And what is that network known as to us? That network is internet. So basically internet is what? Internet is network of networks which is connecting multiple, numerous networks. Internet is network of numerous networks ranging throughout the world. Understood? It is connecting all over all the network, whether it is your personal network inside a room, whether it is the local area network, the campus network, whether it is interconnection of branches in the same city known as MAN, whether it is extended network of MAN. All the networks all together when connected, it creates wide area network, also known as internet. Clearly mentioned, wide area networking. It ranges the entire world, also known as internet. Connection of network, interconnecting networks of different countries. At last comes CAN, Cluster Area Networking. This is not something unique, it is very common. When multiple local area networking are connected, it creates cluster area networking. That means what? Let's suppose inside a university, if you have gone through a university, let's suppose Tata College, if we are taking an example of Tata College. Tata College spans for few kilometers. Understood? Tata College spans for few kilometers. It is not a very small campus, it's a very big campus. Now, let's suppose Tata College have many different departments. Physics department, chemistry department, mathematics department, botany department, and whatsoever. Now all those departments do possess numerous computers, many computers, and those computers are interconnected. So now if those departments are connected together with a network, that becomes cluster area networking. Is that clear? That becomes a cluster area networking. Do remember that it is smaller than MAN, Metropolitan Area Networking. Why? Because Metropolitan Area Networking completely covers a whole city. Understood? The branches which are present in a metropolitan city, if those are connected all together with a single network, that single network will be known as Metropolitan Area Networking. Is that clear? For example, branches, all the computers present in the branches, if are connected with all the computers present in another branch which is present inside the metropolitan city, then that type of network is Metropolitan Area Network. But this cluster area networking is different. It spans for few kilometers, more than few kilometers. Most probably it is important that it connects various departments. Understood? Various departments, but it should not extend throughout the whole city. If it is extending, if it is covering throughout the whole city, then it will again become what? Metropolitan area network. There is a difference. Understood? There is a clear difference. The network of networks which is connecting a whole of the metropolitan cities such as Kolkata, such as Delhi, this type of cities. It is not necessary that it should be only metropolitan, a huge city. If let's Ahmedabad, like Guwahati, metropolitan city, it is not necessary that it should be metropolitan city. It should be a large city. Understood? You can take an example of Ranchi also. Ranchi is also a city. So now that type of network is known as metropolitan area network, but this is campus area network. This is completely different. Understood? Cluster area network, also known as campus area network. It stands for a single campus, extended campus, but it should be extended campus. The campus should be large enough. Otherwise, if the radius of the campus is small, then again it shifts to local area plan. Okay? With this, we comes to an end. With this, my lecture comes to an end. Just go through the video, rewind and check out what else I have explained, what are the things I have explained. I have tried to clarify all the content of the networking. Just go through in detail. Okay, thank you.